and welcome to this webinar on National Pension System or NPS. Today we will be talking about this very attractive retirement scheme with Mr. Rahul Bhagat, Business Head, ICICI Prudential Pension Funds Management Company. I'll try and help you resolving your queries on NPS and how you can save taxes under different income tax sections by investing through National Pension Scheme. Let's begin the session, and I have with me Mr. Bhagat. Welcome, Mr. Bhagat.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Bhagat, what is NPS, if you define it, because NPS as a product has been gaining a lot of traction and interest from the investors lately. Can you tell us and explain a bit about NPS?
NPS is a tool to plan for your retirement. It was actually launched by Government of India to provide old age security to all the citizens of India. As we know, in India, we don't have a social security for us. It was initially launched in 2004 for government employees, but in 2009 they made it open for all citizens of India, and between the age group of 18 to 70 years. Once you register for NPS, there's a unique account number, that is, we call it PRAN, which is Permanent Retirement Account Number, which gets generated, and you can start contributing and start saving for your retirement days, that is the golden days.
So it's basically a retirement plan. So what kind of tax benefits are available under NPS?
Yeah, NPS is in fact a very tax efficient tool. You can avail taxes in multiple ways. To start with, under Section 80C, you can invest 1.5 lakhs. An individual can do that. Over and above, he can also invest 50,000 in Section 80CCD 1B. If he's employed, his employer can also contribute up to 10% of his basic and DA into his NPS account, and this reduction is availed under Section 80CCD 2B.
Can you elaborate this with the example so that my viewers understand it well, and it's basically easy for them to really get into the tax benefits that NPS offers?
Yeah. So let's say an individual has a basic salary and DRS allowance of 6 lakhs in a year. So the employer can actually contribute up to 10% of this amount towards NPS, which becomes 60,000 rupees in a year. Over and above 1.5 lakhs, he can contribute under Section 80C from his own contribution, and over and above, he can contribute 50,000 rupees under Section 80CCD 1B. So 1.5 lakhs plus 50,000 rupees, which an individual can contribute. Over and above 60,000, which comes from employer, which makes it to 2.6 lakh rupees. So he can, if his basic salary is 6 lakhs, he can save tax up to 2.6 lakhs by investing in NPS.
That's great. NPS can help a lot of tax savings. Where does the contribution amount actually gets invested? Do I have an option of choosing my own investment mix?
Yes. NPS as a product offers a lot of flexibility in choosing your own investment allocation. You can invest into 4 different asset classes. We call them E, C, G, and A. Scheme E stands for equity. And yes, it's a risky assets to invest in, but it also gives you the best returns over a longer period of time. And we have Scheme C, which is corporate bonds. This comes with the moderate risk and moderate returns. Then we have Scheme G, that is government securities. Government securities are a safer bet. They give you decent returns over a longer period of time, as well as in short term. And then the fourth asset and the last asset class is Class A, we call it alternate assets. They are a bit risky and also give you a high rate of return over a long period of time. Over and above, NPS gives you 2 choices for your investment allocation. We call them the auto choice and the active choice. In active choice, individual actually has an option to choose the percentage which he wants to invest in each of these asset classes. Means, suppose he has 10 lakh rupees, he can say, I will put 5 lakh rupees in equity, and the balance I'll divide in other asset classes. He can do that. Some people, who actually don't understand the markets and also who don't have time to manage their investment, they have an auto choice, which is pretty simple. In this option, the investments will be made in a life cycle fund. Here, the proportion of fund invested across 3 asset classes will be determined by predefined portfolio, which would change as per the age of the subscriber. As age increases, the individual exposure towards equity and corporate bonds decreases. This is done mainly because to reduce the risk, and when an employee is retiring, he has the least amount of equity, and whatever returns he has earned, they get protected.
Mr. Bhagat, is there a limit of investment in each of the asset class that you just spoke about, the 4 asset classes that are available for investment? Is there a minimum limit for each of the asset class?
In terms of equity, the maximum an individual can go is up to 75%.
Okay.
In terms of Scheme C and Scheme G, an individual can go up to 100%. In Scheme A, that is an alternate asset class, an individual can invest only 5% of the portfolio because it's very, very risky, and the regulator has restricted that no individual can actually invest more than 5%.
So a lot of flexibility actually while investing in NPS. What are the clauses for withdrawal from NPS? If I want to withdraw money out of NPS before maturity, before retirement age, then can I do can I do so?
Yes, definitely. The NPS as a product allows you to withdraw or exit NPS before the retirement age. You have to stay invested in NPS for at least 10 years. And post that, if you want to exit, you can. And as per the rules, you can withdraw 20% at that point of time as lump sum, and balance 80% of the money you have to use to buy pension for yourself.
So I can withdraw and exit from NPS prior to my retirement, right?
Yes, you can do that.
But there's a lock-in of 10 years. For 10 years, I have to stay invested, and after that, I can withdraw my money whenever I want to, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. Is it mandatory to exit from NPS at the time of attaining 60 years of age? I mean, I can withdraw before I retire, but if I want to stay invested after my retirement, is it possible?
So that's another good feature with NPS. At age 60, if you want to exit, you can exit. But if you want to stay, you have other sources of income. For example, you have a parallel business coming in, or you have a property which gives you rental income, and you don't want pension to start at that point of time. So you can definitely extend and stay invested till 75 years of age, and that investment will keep earning the returns till the time you're invested. And any point of time, if you want to leave and decide that yes, after 10 years you say, now I need my pension. At age 70, you can start your pension. Moreover, right, at the time of 60 years, what NPS says is you can withdraw 60% tax-free, the lump sum. You can commute up to 60% amount tax-free, and balance 40% is what you have to buy pension for. The restriction, the law says, or the rules and regulations says that 60-40 rule, but it doesn't mean that you can't buy pension for 100%, or it doesn't mean that you can't withdraw less than 60%. It clearly states that the limit is 60, but you can always do less than 60. And if you want to buy pension for 100% of the amount, you can also do that.
Mr. Bhagat, I really want some clarity on this. If I withdraw my investment from NPS before I retire, I get 20% of the money in lump sum first go, right? Yeah. If I withdraw money after 60 years of age, after retirement, so I get 60% of my money, right?
Yes, and that too tax-free.
So pension withdrawal amount is tax-free. It's really great. Lately, there has been lots of buzz about a regulator making changes in NPS. What is it all about, and how is it going to impact the investment in NPS?
Yes, PFRD has in fact announced these changes lately. These are mainly I classify them in terms of entry age and withdrawal. So they have increased the entry age from 65 to 70. So what it means is any individual, if he wants to open his account till 70 years of age and start contributing towards NPS, he could do so. So, and as a result of this, he can stay invested till 75 years of age. So if he opens his account at 70, he can stay invested till 75. So this is one change they've announced. The other change is in terms of withdrawable limits.
Okay.
At the time of exit after retirement, now an NPS subscriber can withdraw 100% lump sum amount if the NPS corpus is less than 5 lakhs. This is done primarily because if the corpus size is not substantial, there's no point getting a pension from it. Similarly, if he wishes to exit before retirement, he can withdraw the full amount if the corpus is less than 2.5 lakhs. So this amount has been increased from 1 lakh to 2.5 lakhs, and the 5 lakhs amount has been increased from 2 lakhs to 5 lakhs. So these are the major changes which have been announced by the regulator recently.
So how will it benefit an investor if I am opting for NPS?
It benefits in many ways. For example, it offers you an opportunity to create a retirement kitty. Then it offers you tax benefit, and it gives you a choice of a lot of investment-related choices. And in fact, the fund management fee is one of the lowest in the industry.
Okay.
And that too, when you retire, you have an option to take 60% lump sum. And if you want, you can also defer your retirement till age 75. So I think the overall package which it offers is amazing. I think it's one of the best products which is available in the market today for your planning your retirement.
Mr. Bhagat, one last question I would like to ask you is if I, initially when I pick up my investment in NPS and I have defined a particular mix of the investment in asset class, but in between, if I really want to change and switch majority to equity or move from corporate bonds to other asset, so can I do that switching in between?
Yes, the product allows you to switch from one asset class to different asset classes, that too without any charges, and you can switch once in a year because these are long-term investments. The regulator doesn't want people to actually play around with the investments. If you're seriously looking at changing your asset allocation, you're allowed to do that once in a year, and that too without any charges.
I'm sure these changes will attract a lot of new investors into this scheme. You have cleared a lot of my queries about NPS. Appreciate your guidance. Thanks a lot for being with us.
Thanks for inviting me for this session, and I'd like to thank all the participants who are joining us. I hope people have gained some insights from today's session, and I also wish them very best for their retirement planning. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you so much.